Even though he can now separate Da Lang Han from Kai Nian is still by his side. I have to think of a way to make Da Lang Han completely hate Kai Nian, just as I see Kai Nian walking over, all cute and whiny. He tells Da Lang Han that it's no big deal, just a sudden stomachache, and drinking some milk will be fine. Hearing this, Da Lang Han immediately wants to go make some milk, but before he can even turn around, Cam Due pulls him back, saying, "Wait, don't go. I feel so uncomfortable, I need you." Comforting Da Theo, he asks, "Can you not leave me?" Da Lang Han counters, "Didn't you say you wanted milk?" "Ah," Cam Due smiles, looking up at Kai Nian who just walked by, asking, "Could you please help me make a glass of milk? Is that okay?" Hearing him ask Kai Nian, Da Lang Han frowns slightly, wanting to stop Cam Due, but he won't give up. "Just let Kai Theo handle it. If it weren't for Da Theo being worried about my health, I definitely wouldn't bother you." The provocative tone is crystal clear, and Kai Nian stays silent. He just feels disgusted, tightening his grip to stay calm. In the end, Kai Nian turns around and says, "Fine, if you're not afraid, I'll poison the milk." Inside the room, Da Lang Han is releasing his alpha pheromones to comfort Cam Due, but the more he releases, the more uncomfortable Cam Due feels because the baby in his belly is basically not Da Lang Han's child. The intense pheromones make his stomach hurt even more. Cam Due's face turns pale as he tries to endure, saying, "Thank you, Da Theo. I feel much better now. No need to keep releasing pheromones." Hearing this, Da Lang Han shows he doesn't mind, but why is he using so many pheromones to comfort him? Yet, Cam Due's face keeps getting worse. Hearing this, Cam Due gets nervous, stammering, "No, it's not that. I'm very comfortable. Just worried that Da Theo is using too many pheromones and will get tired." Da Lang Han shows he's fine, placing his hand on Cam Due's belly and releasing a large amount of pheromones. Just then, Kai Nian also pushes the door open and walks in. Seeing him, Cam Due finally dares to breathe a sigh of relief. Kai Nian directly hands over the milk, telling Cam Due to drink it. Cam Due slightly avoids it. The pheromones from Da Lang Han made him feel so sick he thought he'd die. Now, drinking milk, he's scared he'll throw up. Seeing him avoid it, Kai Nian directly brings the glass of milk to Cam Due's face. Why is Cam Theo changing his mind so quickly? Why don't you want to drink milk anymore? Or were you just saying you wanted to drink milk to make things difficult for me? Cold sweat is pouring down Cam Due, but he can only try to hold back and pour the milk into his mouth. As soon as the milk touches his throat, Cam Due feels like he's about to throw up. Da Lang Han and Kai Nian are both shocked by this action. Seeing this, Cam Due acts even more dramatically, weakly leaning against Da Lang Han, continuously crying about his stomach pain. Seeing this, Da Lang Han immediately turns to question Kai Nian. "What did you put in the milk?" Kai Nian, hearing this, immediately exposes him. As soon as he drank it, he started acting. "Do you really think I would poison him?" Cam Due, not letting Da Lang Han hear the reasoning, keeps grabbing his hand, complaining about his discomfort, and asking if something happened to the baby. Over here, Mrs. Da also hears the commotion, and rushes into the room without knowing what's going on, directly slapping Kai Nian. "What have you done? Do you want to kill Tio Duete? Why did you—" "Oh my god, why is Cam Due grabbing onto Da Lang Han like that?" He keeps whining and saying, "Are you trying to kill me?" Meanwhile, Da Fun Han hears the commotion and rushes into the room, not even caring about the situation. She slaps him across the face and yells, "What have you done? Are you trying to hurt my precious boy?" So cruel, Da Lang Han quickly ignored Cam Due to support Kai Nian. He reminded her, "Mom, please don't act rashly. We haven't investigated this clearly yet. Let's hear what the doctor has to say about my son first." Da Fun Yan got even angrier. "You're still defending him? Little Due is about to be poisoned to death by him." Da Lang Han shielded Kai Nian. Kai Nian was scared his mom would go crazy again. At this moment, Kai Nian also spoke up, "I didn't poison him." Cam Due was still secretly signaling to the doctor, "Doctor, I'm poisoned. Please check me quickly." The doctor seemed much calmer, replying, "Young Master Cam, you probably just have a bad stomach. It's not poisoning." Cam Due still wouldn't admit it, continuing to act. "Doctor, you're mistaken. My stomach hurts a lot." Seeing this, Da Funyan anxiously added, "That's right. Just now little Due drank the milk that Kai Nian gave him, and now he has a stomach ache. Now you're saying it's just a bad stomach?" The doctor patiently explained from the side. In the end, Da Funyan reluctantly accepted that Cam Due wasn't poisoned. Seeing Da Funyan on his side, Cam Due immediately took the chance to add fuel to the fire. "Sorry, I didn't mean to frame Kitio. It was just that Kitio said he wanted to poison the milk. After drinking it, I felt my stomach hurt, so I just—" Kai Nian was too lazy to watch him play the victim. Just as he was about to turn and leave, he heard Da Funyan explode in anger. How dare he say such cruel words? Even if he didn't poison today, who knows what he'll do in the future? Before she could finish, Da Long Han stepped in to stop his mom. Today's incident is a misunderstanding of Qi Nian. You should apologize to him for your actions. Hearing this, Da Funyan looked aggrieved. You want me to apologize to him? Da Long Han had no choice. If you won't go, then I will. Hearing this, Da Funyan got even angrier. Inside the room, her voice echoed with complaints. This ungrateful child wants me, at my age, to apologize to that despicable person. I regret giving birth to you. Qi Nian hadn't gotten far when he was caught up by Da Long Han. Although he said he would apologize, he was actually here to help Kam Due justify himself. Naturally, Kam Due is depressed, so his mood is very sensitive. Just give him a little space. Today was a misunderstanding, and I'll give you a gift to make up for it later. Hearing this, Qi Nian just snorted coldly, no need. So what will Qi Nian do this time to escape his clutches? Earlier it was mentioned that Kam Due pretended to be poisoned to frame Qi Nian, and he was blamed by Da Funyan, with Da Long Han also suspecting him. Luckily, Kam Due's trick was quickly discovered. Qi Nian was annoyed, not wanting to stay and watch the green tea act wronged and be insulted by Da Funyan anymore, so he left. Da Long Han saw this and hurriedly chased after him, wanting to apologize, but before he could say the words, Da Funyan interrupted him. She angrily shouted, Long Han, right now you're defending him, even daring to go against your parents. I really have no way with you. But what about the child? You don't even care about your own child anymore? Sure enough, hearing these words, Da Long Han was stunned. Da Funyan saw she had moved him, and continued, You must take responsibility as a father. Don't forget what you promised in the hospital. Da Long Han firmly replied, I haven't forgotten, Mom. Just tell me what you want. Da Funyan didn't beat around the bush anymore. She made an outrageous request, wanting Kam Due to come to the main room. Da Long Han, seeing this, rushes after him, wanting to apologize. But before he can even get the words out, Da Funyan cuts him off. She's furious, shouting, Long Han, you're defending him now? You dare to go against your parents for him? I'm at my wit's end with you. But what about the baby? Don't you care about your own child? Hearing this, Da Long Han is completely stunned. Da Funyan, sensing she's got him shaken, continues, You have to take responsibility as a father. Don't forget the promise you made in the hospital. Da Long Han firmly replies, I haven't forgotten, Mom. Just tell me what you want. Da Funyan doesn't beat around the bush anymore. She makes an outrageous demand, wanting Kam Due to come to the main room. Da Long Han pretended to care for the baby, but really just wanted to separate himself from Qi Nian. Faced with this unreasonable request, Da Long Han's face darkened, and he immediately refused since he and Qi Nian were already married. The master bedroom can only belong to him and Qi Nian. If Kam Due feels the room isn't good enough, then they can use the guest room. Hearing this, Madame Da pulled the baby out as an excuse, saying that little Due, who was pregnant, couldn't sleep in a guest room, and suggested Qi Nian sleep in the basement instead. Da Long Han was still arguing fiercely with his mother while Qi Nian was quietly calculating. Given Da Long Han's possessiveness right now, it would be hard to escape if he stayed in the master bedroom. Qi Nian looked at the sign on his hand, and since he might already be pregnant, if Da Long Han found out, escaping would be even more impossible. Qi Nian interrupted the argument between Da Long Han and his mother. I agree to let him go. I'll go to the room in the basement. Don't follow me anymore. Da Long Han was in disbelief, stunned for a long time without reacting. Qi Nian ignored him and turned to leave. The basement room in the Da house was incredibly dark that night. Qi Nian lay coldly on the small bed when suddenly the door opened, and he shielded his eyes from the blinding light, cautiously asking, Who? The person was Da Long Han. He wanted to come here to be by his side. As soon as Qi Nian entered the room, Da Long Han spoke up. I'm sorry for making Qi Nian suffer. He gently knelt down on one knee, reached out to stroke Qi Nian's head, explaining, During this time, I have to take care of Kam Due. He's pregnant with the heir of the Da family. Qi Nian coldly replied, Who you take care of has nothing to do with me. Da Long Han thought Qi Nian was still upset about this morning, feeling wronged, so he hugged him tightly, expressing that if Qi Nian had any requests, he would do everything to fulfill them. Qi Nian realized this was his chance to escape. Da Long Han was giving him the right to make requests this time. He tentatively said, I want to go back to school, to study again, and then take the graduation exam. Da Long Han hesitated upon hearing this, and Qi Nian understood. In the end, he was still afraid Qi Nian would run away. It seemed he had to use some tricks. Before Da Long Han could refuse, Qi Nian proactively wrapped his arms around his neck, smiling invitingly. What are you afraid of? I've been marked by you. I can't leave you for the rest of my life. Da Long Han was captivated by Qi Nian's appearance. He swallowed hard and asked, Really? Qi Nian didn't answer yes or no, tightening his embrace and ambiguously replied, You don't believe me. If Da Long Han was still in the mood to think about other things, he really wasn't a man. He couldn't help but push Qin Yan down onto the bed, breathing heavily. I'm really poisoned by you. Qin Yan's face turned bright red. Even though his whole body was trembling from Da Long Han's actions, he still rationally asked, "So you agree then? As long as I can leave the Dot family, I have a chance to escape." Da Long Han agreed to let Qin Yan go back to school, but he had a condition. He wanted to be the one to drop him off in the morning. The next day, Qin Yan groggily woke up, looking at the unfamiliar room in front of him, feeling a bit dazed. He had been knocked out by Da Long Han last night and carried here without him realizing it. Qin Yan just, "You can't leave him." Da Long Han is captivated by how he looks, swallowing hard and asking, "Really?" Qin Yan doesn't answer directly, tightening his grip and ambiguously saying, "You don't trust me." If Da Long Han is thinking about anything else right now, he's definitely not a real man. He can't help but push Qin Yan down onto the bed, breathing heavily. "I'm totally under your spell." Qin Yan's face turns bright red. Even though he's trembling from Da Long Han's actions, he still manages to ask, "So you agree? As long as I can get out of Da's house, I have a chance to escape." Da Long Han agrees to let Qin Yan go to school, but he has one condition. He wants to be the one to drop him off in the morning. Then you have a chance to run away. Yup, Long Han agreed to let Qin Yan go to school, but he had conditions. The next day, Qin Yan wakes up groggily, looking around the unfamiliar room, feeling a bit dazed. He had no idea Da Long Han had carried him here after knocking him out last night. Waking up to see Da Long Han bringing breakfast into the room. He seems to be in a really good mood, even teasing me. "Aren't you the one who said you wanted to go to class? But you totally overslept the first period, and now you're just staring at him like a deer in headlights." He brings warm milk to the bedside, saying, "I looked like a stray cat last night." That line totally flustered me. "Come on, I have to go, I'm already late." Da Long Han holds the hot milk in front of me, not rushing. "Drink it all first, then we can go. Take me to school." The moment I smell the milk, nausea hits me again. I can't hold it in. Okay, I cover my mouth to suppress the urge to gag. Da Long Han seems to catch on, excitedly asking if I might be pregnant. Cam Do didn't have time to react, previously mentioning that I accidentally revealed signs of pregnancy. Da Long Han's expression makes him suspicious that I might be pregnant. I quickly make up an excuse about having eaten something bad, just a stomachache, that's all. But Da Long Han still isn't reassured. Whether it's food poisoning or something else, he insists on getting a doctor to check, just to be sure. Hearing that, I can't hide my worry on my face. No way, I can't let a doctor check. Wait, I pull Da Long Han, who is about to call someone, and whine. "I haven't eaten anything all day yesterday. I'm a little hungry. Can't you stay with me?" Eat? It's rare to see me interested in food, so Da Long Han sets aside the doctor visit for now. He holds a plate of breakfast in one hand, while holding my hand with the other, checking my pulse to see if it's still normal. Maybe I'm really not pregnant. Da Long Han lifts a piece of sandwich to feed me. Yesterday, while we were close, he noticed I had lost weight. A lot. Looks like he'll have to keep an eye on my eating habits from now on, watching me eat so obediently. Eating the food, Da Long Han feels satisfied. No wonder he's so into me. Even when eating, I'm adorable like this. Looking at those greasy eyes of Da Long Han, I roll my eyes at him. After finishing the food, I'm eager to get off the bed I'm scared of. Staying too long, Da Long Han will discover the clues, just as I'm about to leave. I get called back by Da Long Han. I frown and slowly turn around. Inside, I'm worried. Could it be that Da Long Han changed his mind? But to my surprise, Da Long Han smiles, holding up my phone. His voice has a hint of affection. "You still forget things like before. Forgetting this and that all day, even forgetting to bring your phone." At this moment, the stone in my heart finally drops. Da Long Han continues as he walks. "I've already had someone greet the principal. When you get back to school, just go straight to your class to take the exam as usual." After giving instructions, he tells me to go change clothes while he waits for me by the car. The atmosphere at the academy is super lively and full of energy. Young Qin Yan just entered the class and found his old friend Du Kang's seat. Seeing me, Du Kang couldn't help but smile and greet me. "Qin Yan, you're back to school." I smile back, saying, "Just came back today, getting ready for graduation exams." As soon as I sit down, I immediately hear my friend asking about the latest news regarding me. "I heard the news that you and the young master from the Da family, Da Long Han, got married." Mentioning Da Long Han, my expression darkens a bit, but I still honestly reply, "Yeah." Hearing that, Du Kang gets upset. "Why did you marry him? Isn't he engaged to the young lady from the Cam family? Isn't that guy supposed to be single forever?" Seeing Du Kang getting a bit worked up, Qin Yan hurriedly pulled him down to sit, even though they were still in class, and he raised his hand to his lips, signaling for the other person to keep it down a bit, but the noise was so loud that even the bald professor lecturing had to chime in. He reminded that classmate if he didn't want to listen to the lecture, he could always step outside. Both Kinyin and Dui Kong were awkward, wondering when that clumsy personality of his would ever change, even though Dui Kong looked like an impulsive teenager on the outside. He was actually the best hacker in this academy, which is why Kinyin sought out Dui Kong because his phone had been bugged and tracked. Plus, there might be someone from Dalonghan watching around. So Kinyin had to write down what he wanted Dui Kong to help him with. Dui Kong raised his hand to signal okay, ensuring during one class period that Kinyin could respond. No wonder he was a top hacker. By lunchtime, Du Kang had gathered the information. After accessing the internal network of the Cam family, Du Kang discovered the tangled relationship between Cam Due's cousin and Dong Thong Entertainment, whose boss was the one who leaked the news about Kinyin and Da Longhan's marriage. Hearing that, Kinyin also understood that the news about him and Da Longhan getting married was indeed orchestrated by Cam Due. Dui Kong sighed, saying that Cam Due appeared innocent and naive on the outside but was actually very cunning. Truly, you can't judge a book by its cover. On the other hand, Cam Due had just finished a routine health check at the hospital when he pushed the door open, only to be surrounded by countless reporters, all clamoring to ask questions like, "Mr. Cam, you came to the hospital for a checkup. We heard you're pregnant. Who's the father of the baby? Some say you have a romantic relationship with the director of Dong Thung Entertainment." But the questions came in a relentless wave, leaving Cam Due momentarily stunned, wondering what was happening. So who told the reporters? But the questions crashed over him like a wave, and Cam Due said nothing, directly fainting. To escape Da Longhan's grasp, Kinyin asked a classmate to publicly announce that Cam Due was pregnant. With Da Longhan's child, reporters crowded outside the hospital gate, every camera lens aimed at Cam Due. He had no way to explain, and could only pretend to faint, to get out of the situation of being bombarded with questions from the journalists. But the parents of both families, Cam and Da, believed that Cam Due fainted out of fear from the reporters and continuously blamed Da Longhan for not taking good care of him. Cam Due's father even demanded that Da Longhan pay for this, as Cam Due's reputation couldn't just be tarnished like that. He demanded that Da Longhan immediately hold a press conference to announce the relationship between Da Longhan and Cam Due and their marriage. At the same time, he insisted on an immediate divorce from Kinyin. Da Longhan, hearing that, refused to agree to the demand for him and Kinyin to divorce. Seeing her son unwilling to listen, Madame Da immediately stepped forward to advise Da Longhan, but his attitude remained resolute, absolutely refusing to divorce Kinyin. Hearing this, Cam Due's father said nothing. He charged directly at Da Longhan, punching him in the face while cursing him as a beast. How could he be blind to marry his precious son off to him? Da Longhan, taking a punch, remained unfazed. That guy is blind to marry his precious son off to Da Longhan, and he's still standing strong after taking a punch. He straight up told me and Cam Due that there's never been any feelings between us. The only reason he agreed to take care of him was out of responsibility, wanting me to divorce Kinyin and marry Cam Due. Unless he kills me, Cam Due's dad was fuming. He threatened me that he couldn't kill him, but guess what? With the power of the Cam family, can he really touch the one he cherishes? Hearing that, the calm expression on Da Longhan's face showed some tension. He dared to touch him. Cam Due's dad saw that this tactic was working, so he leaned in close to Da Longhan's ear and threatened him that as long as he didn't divorce Kinyin, I'd have another day to take his life. If not, he should keep an eye on him day and night, not letting him out of his sight for a second. He warned him in a low voice to either divorce the little one or lose his wife. Choose one. Da Longhan knew the Cam family had the power to do these things. He couldn't gamble Kinyin's life away. Da Longhan had no choice but to agree to Cam Due's dad's demands to buy some time. Before leaving, he also set a condition that if anything happened to Kinyin later, I'd hold the Cam family responsible. On another side, Kinyin had just finished school and saw Da Longhan waiting by the car. As soon as he saw Kinyin approaching, Da Longhan reached out, no words needed. To Da Longhan, Kinyin had this kind of magic that made him unable to help but focus all his attention on him. Da Longhan couldn't wait for Kinyin to reach out first, so he just pulled his hand. Then he hugged him tightly, saying nothing. He really couldn't let go of Kinyin, but he couldn't let him be in danger either. At this moment, Kinyin also noticed that Da Longhan wasn't acting like his usual self, and asked him what was wrong. Da Longhan hesitated for a moment, then finally spoke up, saying that Cam Due's pregnancy had been exposed. He had to divorce Kinyin. Kinyin's heart raced. Da Longhan came to talk about divorce. What? Looks like your plan worked. Qi Nian tried to hold back a smile. Soon he would be free. But after waiting for half a day, he heard Da Lang Han say, "Nian Nian, can we pretend to divorce?" Not getting the answer he was waiting for, Qi Nian's expression darkened. After coming this far, now it's a fake divorce? He directly pushed Da Lang Han's hand away, angrily saying, "Da Lang Han, what does this even mean?" At that moment, Da Lang Han suddenly became agitated. This is the only way he could think of. "Do you really want to divorce me for real?" Qi Nian pushed his hand away again, not wanting to waste more words with this guy because he felt disgusted. "This isn't the only way. Since the day you had a child with Cam Due, divorce is the best outcome for us." After saying that, Qi Nian resolutely turned to leave. Da Lang Han's face darkened to a terrifying extent. Qi Nian wanted to get away from him, and he better not dream of it for his whole life. After Qi Nian left, he found the friend who had helped him to report that the plan had failed, so they just had to agree to wait for the next opportunity. Qi Nian nervously lifted his coffee cup, wanting to take a sip to calm down, but suddenly felt nauseous rise up. He can't help but focus all his attention on Qi Nian. Da Lang Han can't wait for Qi Nian to take the initiative, so he just pulls his hand himself. Then he hugs him tightly, saying nothing. He really can't let go of Qi Nian, but he can't let him be in danger either. At this moment, Qi Nian notices that Da Lang Han is acting differently today and asks him what's wrong. Da Lang Han hesitates for a moment, then finally speaks up. "Cam Due's pregnancy has been exposed. I have to divorce you." Qi Nian's heart races. Da Lang Han is bringing up divorce? Wow, looks like his plan is working. He tries to hold back a smile. Soon he'll be free. But after waiting all day, he hears Da Lang Han say, "Nian Nian, can we pretend to divorce?" Not getting the answer he was hoping for, Qi Nian's expression darkens. After all this, a fake divorce? He directly swats Da Lang Han's hand away, angrily saying, "Da Lang Han, what does this even mean?" At this moment, Da Lang Han suddenly becomes agitated. This is the only way he can think of. "Do you really want to divorce me for real?" Qi Nian pushes his hand away again, not wanting to waste any more words with this guy, because he feels this is the only way he could think of. "Do you really want to divorce me for real?" Qi Nian once again pushed his hand away, not wanting to continue saying unnecessary words to this person anymore, because he felt, that's disgusting. This isn't the only way. Since the day he had a child with Cam Due, divorce has been the best outcome for us. After saying this, Qi Nian decisively turned and left. Da Lang Han's expression was terrifyingly dark. Qi Nian wanted to get away from him, but he could dream on. After Qi Nian left, he contacted the friend who had helped him to report that the plan had failed, so they had to agree to wait for the next opportunity. Qi Nian nervously lifted his coffee cup, wanting to take a sip, to calm down, but suddenly felt nauseous. The coffee cup fell to the floor. Dui Kong, seeing this, worriedly called out Qi Nian's name to explain himself. "What the heck?" Just trembling hands, that's all. When he bent down to pick up the cup, he noticed the mark on his hand had turned a different color. It was red, and Qi Nian immediately panicked. Could it be that he was really pregnant? Oh my god, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so he wouldn't miss the latest episodes, right? After discovering he was pregnant, Qi Nian decided to terminate the baby, but when he got to the hospital, he just couldn't do it. Then, as mentioned earlier, after the plan failed, Qi Nian went to the cafe to find Dui Kong to discuss things. He accidentally discovered that the mark on his wrist had changed color. That was a sign that he was really pregnant. Qi Nian couldn't keep calm and ran to the bathroom to splash water on his face to wake himself up. He was frantically splashing water on his face, ignoring Dui Kong knocking on the door outside. Qi Nian slapped himself multiple times, desperately trying to wake himself up from this nightmare. But the pain felt like a sword piercing deep into his already shattered mind, reminding him that everything was real. After forcing himself to calm down, Qi Nian stumbled out. Dui Kong, waiting outside the door, saw that Qi Nian didn't look well and hurriedly supported him, asking if he was okay, if there was anything wrong with his body. Qi Nian waved his hand to wipe the water off his face, indicating he was fine, and told Dui Kong to go back first. He wanted to take a walk alone. After turning away, Qi Nian decided to call Thin Dui Than. "Hey Thin, I'm pregnant, I want to terminate it, help me." Thin Dui Than could hear the hesitation in Qi Nian's voice. After a moment of silence, he asked if Qi Nian was really determined, then to come to his place at 3 in the afternoon to avoid Da Lang Han's watchful eyes. When Qi Nian arrived at the hospital, Thin Dui Than brought the medicine and reminded him that his body structure was different from others. After taking this medicine, he feared he might not be able to get pregnant again in the future. Qi Nian's gaze was resolute, as if to comfort Thin Dui Than and also to reassure himself, "I'm an alpha, I shouldn't be pregnant." Thin Dui Than saw his determination and didn't continue to persuade him. This was something he had to decide for himself. "I'll step out for a bit," he said. After Thin Duithan left, Ki Nian, who had been so resolute before, now felt so hesitant. If he couldn't get pregnant from now on, that might be a good thing. Da Lang Han wouldn't cling to him anymore, but this child was innocent. It was a child that no one wanted. Thinking of this, Ki Nian couldn't help but think of himself. He was just like this child, never welcomed by anyone since birth. He thought for a long time, not noticing that the drink in his hand had spilled all over the floor. In the end, he chose not to take the medicine. Thin Duithan saw Ki Nian dejectedly walking out of the room and asked with concern how he was feeling, if there was anything uncomfortable. Ki Nian's face was pale as he replied, "Thin, I won't take the medicine." Hearing this, Thin Duithan was shocked and asked, "Have you thought it through? Keeping it means you'll be tied to Da Lang Han forever." Ki Nian interrupted him, "I won't be tied to Da Lang Han anymore. I'm leaving, taking it with me to live together. This is the only family I have in this world. I've never been loved. I want to give it all my love, even though wanting to leave Da Lang Han is really good." Da Lang Han came to see him. By the time Ki Nian arrived at the hospital, Thin Duithan had brought the medicine and reminded him that his body structure was different from others. After taking this medicine, he might not be able to get pregnant in the future. Ki Nian's gaze was determined, as if to reassure Thin Duithan and also to tell himself, "I am an alpha. I shouldn't be getting pregnant." Seeing Ki Nian so resolute, Thin Duithan didn't push him anymore. This was something he had to decide for himself. He stepped outside, and after Thin Duithan left, Ki Nian felt as hesitant as he had been resolute just moments ago. If he couldn't get pregnant from now on, that would be a good thing. Da Lang Han wouldn't cling to him anymore, but this child was innocent. It was a child that wouldn't be welcomed by anyone. Thinking about this, Ki Nian couldn't help but think of himself. He was just like this child, never welcomed by anyone since birth. He thought for a long time, not even noticing the water in his hand, spilling all over the floor. In the end, he still chose not to take the medicine. Thin Duithan saw Ki Nian dejectedly walk out of the room and asked with concern how he felt, if he was uncomfortable anywhere. Ki Nian's face was gloomy as he replied, "Brother Thin, I'm not taking the medicine." Hearing this, Thin Duithan was shocked and asked if he had thought it through. Keeping it would mean being entangled with Da Lang Han forever. Ki Nian interrupted him, "I won't be entangled with Da Lang Han anymore. I will leave, taking it with me to live together. This is the only family I have in this world. I have never been loved. I want to give it all my love, even though wanting to leave Da Lang Han is really good." Beautiful, but can this really fool Ye Lang Han? Oh my god. That night when he just got home, Ye Lang Han came looking for Chi Nian to check if the mark on his hand had changed color. Despite Chi Nian's indifference, he still clung on like a leech. Ye Lang Han leaned close to Chi Nian's pheromone zone, inhaling deeply. He felt that recently, Chi Nian's pheromone scent had changed. But when he looked at the color on Chi Nian's wrist and saw it was still the same, Ye Lang Han felt a bit disappointed and asked, "Not yet?" Chi Nian pulled his hand back again, emphasizing that he was an alpha, advising Ye Lang Han not to have unrealistic expectations. Although he sounded confident, inside, Chi Nian secretly sighed in relief. Luckily, Ding Duthan had prepared a color-changing drug that could temporarily suppress the mark's color back to normal. But sadly, the effect of this drug only lasts for 1 month. Chi Nian was determined to stay away from Ye Lang Han. Within that month, before Chi Nian could even celebrate too much, he found himself being lifted off the ground. Ye Lang Han couldn't help but place Chi Nian on the bed, anxiously saying he missed him. Chi Nian tilted his head, indicating he wasn't feeling well, wanting to use this excuse to reject him. Ye Lang Han's hands stopped moving, simply holding him close, not forcing anything, just hugging Chi Nian to sleep. The next day, Chi Nian thought that Ye Lang Han would, as usual, take him to school, but he realized they were going the wrong way. Chi Nian felt uneasy and couldn't help but ask Ye Lang Han, "Where are you taking me? This road doesn't lead to school." Ye Lang Han's next words felt like throwing Chi Nian into an ice pit. "Aren't you unwell? We're going to the hospital for a checkup." After signing the divorce papers, Chi Nian was finally free. But in the blood test area of the hospital, Ye Lang Han insisted he had everything arranged. The best doctor would examine him, and there would definitely be no mistakes. Hearing this, Chi Nian panicked even more. "I'm free now too." In the blood test area of the hospital, Da Lang Han firmly said he had everything arranged. The best doctor would test him, and there would definitely be no mistakes. Hearing this, Chi Nian panicked even more. He, stammering, I'm not sick, I need to go to school." Seeing Chi Nian trying to turn away, Ye Lang Han immediately pulled him toward the testing area, urgently saying that after the checkup, he would take him to school. Chi Nian knew if One test result showed he was pregnant. He would never escape Ye Langhan's grasp for the rest of his life. But the more he resisted, the more suspicious Ye Langhan became. He spoke in a deep voice, half questioning, half threatening. "Why are you resisting so much? Is there something you're hiding from me?" Qi Nian avoided Ye Langhan's gaze, trying to deny it. Watching the blood being drawn little by little from his body, Qi Nian's hope gradually faded. The nurse's voice echoed in his ears. The blood draw was a bit slow. He was slightly anemic, and besides, he hadn't had breakfast. But at that moment, Qi Nian couldn't hear anything anymore. Everything was over. His freedom was closing in. Soon, the test results were in. Qi Nian anxiously waited in silence for the final verdict. Meanwhile, Ye Langhan was much more anxious. As soon as he saw the doctor bringing in the results, he couldn't wait, and asked, "So?" The doctor handed the test paper to Ye Langhan, telling him to read it himself. Ye Langhan eagerly scanned it, but didn't understand what the numbers meant. Finally, the doctor explained that the results showed Qi Nian was not pregnant. Hearing this, Qi Nian was stunned. Looking at the mark on his hand, feeling strangely, showed that Qi Nian was not pregnant at all. Hearing this, Qi Nian was stunned, looking at the imprint on his hand, clearly strange. The test results turned red. Why didn't the doctor check if he was pregnant, right, Da Lenghan? He couldn't believe it, questioning the doctor clearly. Lately, he had been experiencing symptoms of pregnancy, but he suggested checking again just to be sure. Hearing this, the doctor hesitated a bit, saying it wasn't necessary to test again. "Because I have something to tell you, and Ki Theo is not like other Omegas." Hearing that, Da Lenghan couldn't help but interrupt, his face darkening. Not believing it, he rushed in front of the doctor. The doctor felt a bit awkward but continued. "Ki Theo is not a true Omega. He just altered his body through medication. His body is originally Alpha, so of course, he can't get pregnant." Hearing this, Da Lenghan felt a bit lost, looking at Qi Nian. Qi Nian was also taken aback. Not pregnant, not able to get pregnant. What was going on? Da Lenghan noticed Qi Nian's pale face. He stepped closer to hug him, comforting Nian Nian. "Let's go to another hospital. If we can't do it here, we can definitely find a way abroad." On the other side, after leaving the results room, the doctor quickly went to a lavish room, reporting to Wen Tianxin that they had left. Inside the room was a man dressed elegantly, with an extraordinary aura. Hearing the doctor's report, he calmly adjusted his glasses, asking Da Lenghan if he doubted the authenticity of the report. The doctor respectfully handed the results in his hand to Wen Tung. Not at the moment, but he might take Ki Theo to another hospital for testing. Wen Tung reached out to receive it. In the luxurious room, Mr. Wen reported that they had left. Inside the room was a man dressed elegantly, with a superior aura. Hearing the doctor's report, he calmly adjusted his glasses and asked Da Lenghan, "You don't doubt the authenticity of the report, do you?" The doctor respectfully handed the results in his hand to Wen Tung. Right now, no, but there was a possibility he would take Ki Theo to another hospital for further testing. Wen Tung reached out to receive it.